Paid for by Advancing a Healthier Wisconsin Endowment with support by the Medical College of Wisconsin, the War Memorial Center, and reachoutwis.org.
Where strong voices meet strong opinions.
Tell your kids who were supposed to be the seventh generation that Paw Paw's an idiot because Paw Paw decided he wanted to be Make America Great, but meanwhile, the Chinese ain't buying soybeans from us no more because of policies Donald Trump put in, and they voted for us. You know, I don't know what we're gonna do. I know what you should have did. You should have voted for somebody that wasn't gonna put tariffs out there. I love God, but God can't save you from nonsense. You don't deserve a bailout. You can't sit here and vote one way, and then when your economy gets decimated, your way of life gets destroyed, you want to pray to God? God didn't tell you to go to that poll and vote against your own best interest. That was your own damn problem. That was you. Don't ask for prayer when you block your own blessing. That's why I don't feel bad for these farmers. You voted for this, and now you reap what you sow.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace, every weekday from 12 to 1, streaming live on YouTube and on 1017 The Truth. You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's time! It's time! It's beta time!
You are watching a master at work.
Truth Nation, get ready for the greatest 60 minutes in radio, giving you his authentic and bold opinions, bringing you all the information, entertainment, and conversations you gotta hear. From local issues to trending topics and headline news, it is time for Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, 1017thetruth.com, and streaming live on YouTube. Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is your award-winning host, Kyle Wallace.
Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I'm your host of Truth to Power, Kyle Wallace. And we're coming at you live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. 833-212-1017. That is the Truth Talking text line. Call in, text in with any of your thoughts and comments on today's show. Again, that is 833-212-1017, the Truth Talk and text line. You can always watch and stream us live on the YouTubes by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Give us a like, give us a share, and give us a subscribe as we are on our road to 5,000 subscribers. I just had somebody ask me, do you think you're going to get to 5,000 YouTube subscribers by the end of this year? I said, heck yeah. Heck yeah. So make sure y'all go to 1017 The Truth on YouTube, subscribe, share, so you never miss any of your favorite award-winning 1017 The Truth shows. Let me go ahead and give myself a like. Shout out to Rhea Riley, holding it down on the ones and the twos.
What up, what up?
Rhea, make sure you give it a like, too. Go ahead and hit that like button. That like and share. And shout out to y'all, Truth Nation. Now, today, a lot of information came out today. A lot of news came out today. And I usually don't steal polls, but I'm going to steal a poll. DJ Ricky, backdoor, front door. Can you tell Rhea Riley what poll Sherwin put up about, do you care about Trump being in the Epstein files? What can you just let her? I want to put that poll up too. This ain't going to be my show today. I ain't going to talk about little pedophile Epstein and Donald Trump being friends with a pedophile. I just want to know what y'all think. I thought that was. I got you, Mound, front door. Yeah, but you know my mound is hairy again. Very hairy. Trying to get that thing waxed. No, never again. Never again. I'm telling y'all, I could not believe that was a roller coaster ride. When I first got it waxed, it was nice and smooth. I had no bumps. I was perfect. Then I went to St. Martin, and that heat got to it. It was bump. I was like, what in the hell? Bump? I had a couple bumps. I was pretty mad about that. But the heat and the sweat. Now my hair is back. I'm sure DJ Front Door Ricky loves hearing about another man's mound. Don't you, Ricky? It's your favorite part of the man, ain't it? Only with you, Kyle. Yeah, the gateway to the good stuff. Sword fight. Okay, you took it a step. If you want to make it weird, I'm gonna make it weirder. You took it a step too far with that. If you want to make it weird, I'm gonna make it weirder. I ain't no damn samurai warrior. What? Anyway, y'all making Rhea feel uncomfortable. Now she gonna go to HR and say we inappropriate. Now I'm in trouble. What are you looking at? It's the producers on me now. They ganging up on me. But anyways, off the top today, I do have something really good off the top. So with that being said, this is Off the Top on Truth to Power.
Woke up this morning. You got yourself.
Y'all know what time it is. It's time for Off the Top on Truth to Power. Kyle, let Truth Nation know what you got to get off your chest today.
I ain't got no damn herpes. That's so disrespectful. I can't get into this chat right now. It's not letting me chat. But I'm not. Rhea, can you put in there Kyle does not have herpes? I don't need that being out there. My computer not working. It's freezing. It's freezing at the wrong time. I don't have no herpes. It was sweat bumps. So disrespectful. Hurry up! Somebody do something. My computer for real froze. Them is terrible rumors to have. And to
I'm doing something else already. You got yourself into this.
And to those who do have herpes, you manage it the best way you can. There's a pill for that, right? I don't know. Anyways, not talking about STDs and STIs. Let's talk about FEMA assistance. Today is the FEMA assistance deadline for those who were impacted by the storms which occurred in August here in southeastern Wisconsin. I understand the flooding was extremely significant for a lot of people and impacted a lot of different people. And I think it's important for us to understand that there are resources out there for us to utilize. So if you have not done so already, do understand that today is the deadline to apply for assistance through FEMA. Milwaukee County has a great webpage up for those seeking assistance. You can simply Google, like I did. You can just Google, this is what I Google, how to get FEMA assistance for Milwaukee flooding. If you Google that, you will see the link to the Milwaukee County page to tell you exactly how you could potentially get assistance. Today is the FEMA assistance deadline. So please make sure that if you struggle with any damage from the flooding, make sure that you apply for this assistance. There's no harm in doing it. Do understand, if you are a homeowner, your home was damaged and it's your primary residence, your insurance or other forms of disaster assistance you receive cannot meet all of the needs based off the disaster, you can apply for this assistance. So if you have not, make sure you apply for the assistance. Simply go Google how to apply for FEMA assistance Milwaukee, and Milwaukee County has a phenomenal webpage that can get you exactly to where you exactly need to get get some of this FEMA assistance. I think people are getting like 5 Gs from the FEMA assistance. I do not know. I did not get the FEMA assistance, but people are getting money from FEMA. So definitely take advantage of the funds that are out there to make sure that you update your home. So with that being said, the next thing is, this isn't the main conversation, but this is part of it today. So as I'm just doing my thing, all of I see breaking news. Early this morning, it's probably like 8:20. Epstein reveals an email that Donald Trump was around when he was with little girls. That's basically what it said. Now, again, I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but I tried to tell y'all a while ago that y'all president was a pedophile enabler. I don't know if he's a pedophile. I'm not going to say that because he's suing people for saying stuff like that. I do not know. He's supposed to be suing the New York Times or whoever it was. Forgot what was it, New York Times? It was New York something. But anyways, I don't know if the man is a pedophile himself. I cannot say that for certain. But what I can say is based off emails that were released from 2011 between Epstein and now in prison, Ghislaine Maxwell, it seems to me, and it seems that to a lot of people, if you look at the emails, that Trump was aware of Epstein's disgusting behavior. That is what the emails, these are emails, again, these emails are from 2011. So for those in 2015, so individuals who think that, oh, they're just out to get Donald Trump. Well, these emails were before Donald Trump was running for president, before he announced he was running for president. So they're very hard to defend. Now, there is no proof, again, that Trump did anything with the women. He was just very aware, based off the evidence and based off things that are presented and based off some of his own words, is that he was very aware of this type of behavior. Now, these emails reveal that Trump had asked Ghislaine Maxwell to stop recruiting young girls from the spa at Mar-a-Lago that he has. So he basically said, I know what you're doing, and I'm just going to ask you to stop getting these girls from here. He didn't say stop doing this. He didn't report it to police. He said, nope, just stop getting these girls from here. So I do like the fact that the current president, Donald Trump, asked them to stop, but I hate the fact that he knew exactly what they were doing and he did not immediately call the police. He understood that these young women could be getting sex trafficked or something could be happening to them, and he did not contact authorities in order to try to stop people from becoming victimized, young girls from becoming victimized. That is a problem. See, I hate the fact that a sitting president spent time at the Epstein house with at least one victim and did not report it. He completely ignored it. It seemed to me, based off the email exchange, that the president hung out with a sexual abuser. And the sad part is a lot of y'all will not regret supporting him. And again, I guess to each their own, but you will be judged. You will definitely be judged. And just like Donald Trump's going to be judged from these emails of the fact that he sent somebody to go talk to Ghislaine Maxwell and understanding that she knew him and they knew each other, but she tried to lessen what the relationship was. He literally knew what they was doing. And then on top of that, they sent her to a low security prison. So when they took her from the prison she was in and put her in a lesser security prison after she had a conversation with somebody from the Justice Department. So again, I think for this, the president showed poor character by being around someone who, in his own words, liked them young. That's what he said. And also, it shows poor character of folks who will continue to ignore this and support Donald Trump. It's hard to support somebody like this. You can't stand up for victims of sexual violence and support Donald Trump. You can't be a woman who says, oh, I care for women, I care for my daughters, and I care about boys changing in girls' bathrooms, but I don't care about the fact that Donald Trump was around Jeffrey Epstein. So I think it's pretty interesting, but I wanted to just update people on that. I'm not going to make it the whole show, but I believe there is a poll. I had to absolutely close out my YouTube here. Do you care that Trump is in the Epstein files? Yes or no? Go to 1017 The Truth on YouTube to vote in the poll. Do you care if Trump was in the Epstein files? It's a great poll from Sherwin. I'm taking the poll. I usually don't do that, but it's a good poll. But this was Off the Top today. I just felt like I wanted to update us on the female assistants, and I also wanted to talk about this Trump stuff. It is very interesting that with these emails coming out, I think we're going to find more and more information. And I don't care if it's Donald Trump. I don't care if it's, Bill Clinton. I don't care if it's Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos. I don't care who it is. Hell, it could be my own damn daddy. If you are a part of this Epstein stuff, you need to be exposed. You need to be exposed because so many young ladies were victimized by this and families were victimized by this. And so they gotta figure this out, and they need to hold people's feet to the fire who are part of this. I, for one, I can't prove it, and I'll never be able to prove it. But I, for one, do believe that Jeffrey Epstein was murdered in prison. I believe he was murdered in prison because we live in a country, live in a place. I just want y'all to understand. If they want you gone, they can get you. They can doctor stuff. I remember early on during this Israel and Hamas war, I remember inside of the country of Iran, they were able to give the Hezbollah group pagers. Like, Israel was somehow able to infiltrate a terror group and get them pagers that were bombs, and they were able to detonate the bombs, and these folks didn't even realize they were walking around with a bomb that would kill them that was a damn pager. There is so much intelligence out there that this government can get away with anything, so I definitely do not believe that Jeffrey Epstein hung himself in prison. Don't believe that happened. Neither does his brother. But again, 833-212-1017. That is the Truth Talk, the text line. You can call in, text in as well at 833-212-1017. Make sure y'all watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. That is 1017 The Truth on YouTube. When we come back on the other side, the Department of Public Instruction educational report cards have been released, and it tells a story about the state of education in Milwaukee, and it's something that we have to address. So on the other side, I'm going to talk about how MPS ain't the only bad school district or school system here in the city of Milwaukee, and that our kids deserve much better. Keep it locked. This is Truth to Power with Kyle Walls. We're going to talk about the state of education in Milwaukee on the other side.
More of Truth to Power is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Tune into the award-winning 1017 The Truth Potawatomi Casino Hotel Heart of Canal Street Spotlight this Wednesday at 3:57 p.m. between the Tori Lowe Show and Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. We will be speaking with Dr. Tiffany Tardy from Pearce for Teen Girls, an organization empowering girls in 5th through 12th grade across the Milwaukee area to lead the lives they deserve. Again, that is the Potawatomi Casino Hotel Heart of Canal Street Spotlight this Wednesday with Pearce for Teen Girls at 3:57 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Gina Della and her team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin always have the winning game plan. Check out the championship caliber play call this month. A whole house of beautiful, new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month, and get this, 0% interest for up to 6 years. That's like running a drive that keeps moving the chains with no penalties and no interest. And I can tell you from my experience, Pella windows actually stop the drafts. You'll stay comfortable no matter how cold it gets outside. Think about it. Energy savings, comfort, and a great monthly payment you can actually manage. That's why I trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and why this is the right time to make your move. Call today and schedule your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 11/30 of 2025.
This is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Steinhoffel's Black Friday mattress sale is happening now. Steinhoffel's is Wisconsin's mattress leader, and right now you'll find incredible Black Friday deals on all the best brands, plus 60 months, 0% financing. That's 5 years, Truth Nation. 0% financing. Save up to $500 on a Tempur-Pedic mattress set. Y'all know how comfortable that is. $900 on a beauty rest, and even $900 on certified organic avocado sets, available exclusively at Steinhoffel's. If you've been waiting for the perfect time to upgrade your sleep, this is it. Shop in store or online at steinhoffels.com. If you're buying a mattress, definitely go to Steinhoffel's in store so you can lay on the mattress. I'm telling y'all, you lay on that mattress, you figure it out. You figure out which one is best for you. Y'all interested to find out more about what is an avocado, organic avocado set? What is that? Well, go lay on it and find out. Tempur-Pedic mattress set? Oh, let's figure it out. So make sure y'all go to Steinhoffel's in store or steinhoffels.com. It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. I am their host of Truth to Power, Kyle Walls, and coming to you live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Just getting the email about how the county just adopted a budget. I'm sure they're going to run it up on us just like the city's trying to run it up on us. I'm going to talk about that, too. There was a very good article written, a letter to the editor in the Journal Sentinel talking about some really good information about these fees that they keep just putting on the backs of us, man. I don't like it. Make sure y'all watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube. Give us a like, give us a share, and give us a subscribe. Now, Truth Nation, the Department of Public Instruction has the report cards out. They do a report card every single year, and the report cards are now officially out. They were released yesterday. And there has been a lot of conversation about the changing of standards, right? There were standards that DPI had, and some would say they lower standards. DPI would say they updated standards to better fit the current state of education. I don't know. You know, I think when you make things easier to get easier grades, when you curve the grades lower, I don't think you're doing justice for our kids, but it is what it is, and those are the results. And even with the changing and the lowering of standards, the biggest school district in the state, which educates the most black students in the state, is still struggling to perform. To me, this is very problematic, Truth Nation. I think this is something that we need to be aware of, is that when these report cards come out, this is a resource for you to see what your local school district is doing. How is your local school district performing? How are your property taxes for some, which go towards supporting the school district? How is that having a positive impact? And to provide some more information on what these state report cards mean and the impact it has here in Milwaukee, go to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube. And Fox 6 Milwaukee has a report about the Wisconsin School District report cards for the 2024-2025 year and what this all means. Go to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube so you can hear the news story from Fox 6 Milwaukee.
Are doing well. Today is report card day.
Yeah, the state grades them, and it finds that 94% of districts are meeting or exceeding expectations. Jason Calvi digs into the numbers and the questions.
Wisconsin rates every school district on a 1 to 5 star system. 5 stars means significantly exceeding expectations. This year it says there's 29 districts getting 5 star, 151 getting 4 stars for exceeding expectations, 175 getting 3 stars for meeting expectations, and then you have 2 stars for meeting few expectations, 23, and then 0 1-star school districts for failing to meet expectations.
The report cards are too easy. DPI is too easy a grader. For instance, there's not a single 1-star district in all of Wisconsin. Not Milwaukee, not Beloit, not Racine, not Menominee. And that's, I think everybody can think of a few districts in Wisconsin that fail to meet expectations.
The purpose of these report cards is to inform communities about how their schools and their districts are doing. And also it's a really valuable tool for schools and districts to use to see things that they may be doing right and ways or areas that they might need more intervention in.
Last year's school district report card had Milwaukee with 3 stars. This year it's at 2 stars. But the actual percentage rating was 1 point higher. So how can that be? Well, it's because this year there's new benchmarks for how to get each of the different grades.
We encourage everyone to use caution when making comparisons to past report cards. Again, this year's results should be viewed as a fresh starting point under the new benchmarks.
So where did your district and where did your school fall on the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 system? We placed the link on our Fox Local mobile app. Reporting in Milwaukee County, Jason Calvi, Fox 6 News.
Again, that was Fox 6 Milwaukee here talking about, just giving you a background on that. And again, for me, Truth Nation, it's very troublesome knowing that our district is the only district is only meeting a few expectations on an easier grading scale. That's not good. It's troubling to know that we went up a few points, but we're now going from a 3-star district to being a 2-star district. And let me ask y'all this. Based off the scores, why would anyone send their child to MPS? That is a legitimate question that I ask as someone who has no children. I just want to know why you chose, or why you would decide, or why you plan to, or why you did or currently doing sending your kid to MPS. Now, there are schools in MPS that are excelling. Not a lot, but there are some. Reagan High School and Whittier Elementary School are really, really excelling. They're 5-star schools according to these reports. And I can tell you one thing, Ronald Reagan High School has been a great high school. Very good high school for a while now. But the problem is there's too many others that are not excelling at the same rate that Reagan is and Whittier Elementary School. There are more bad schools than good schools, and there are only so many open seats available at those good schools, and that is a problem. How do we get more good schools in MPS, which means there's more open seats for kids to excel and thrive in academics? That is the big question that we need to answer. 833-212-1017. Now, again, I want to hear, do you have a student in MPS? Are you satisfied with MPS? As somebody who either has a student in MPS, or somebody who pays taxes, or somebody who is just committed to the success of the future of our students, are you satisfied with the results that we are getting right now? 833-212-1017. Again, you can text in, or you can call in, or you can hit us up on YouTube as well. I'm very curious about how parents feel, or also former graduates, because, again, there are so many bright spots. But boy, oh boy, there are also a lot of low lights and a lot of low spots. And we're talking about elevating education, but when you see a district which continues not to meet expectations or not meeting the minimum standards, how are we going to advance our community when the school district that is in charge, basically, of educating the future workforce of a community is failing? And I remember growing up, right, as a kid, and I just remember some of these kids in my school were stressed. They were agonizing over getting a dang B. I just remember not getting A's. I just remember that tears, crying. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Calm down, Stephanie. It's not that serious. It's just a B. I'm sitting there happy with a C+. Y'all remember we used to tell people get a chill pill? I said, y'all need to take, I told kids, y'all got to take a chill pill. Y'all got to relax. But now as I have gotten older, right, and then I got to college and I started excelling more in school, and I realized that taste of success becomes addicting. You do well, you get that affirmation of, oh, wow, I know what I'm doing. It becomes addicting. It becomes this drug that you just want to get. I get it. It's an adrenaline rush when you do well. But I understand now is that those kids who were upset, they just had high expectations for themselves. And I feel like we as a community are too quickly looking to make excuses about why our kids are failing and why our kids are not meeting the standard, the minimum standards, not meeting expectations. Instead of telling our kids they have to do better, we're making excuses for them. We like to talk about the atmosphere, right? The environment that our kids come from. We love to talk about the barriers, which do exist. They do. But when it comes to school, we have to tell these kids, you are expected to come here to learn. This ain't a playground. You ain't coming here to have fun. I remember I had a little cousin. I mean, she's very bright. But when she started school, because she had a lot of fun. And when she started school, I remember I asked her, I said, baby girl, I said, how's school going? It's okay. We don't have any fun. I'm like, girl, school is not about having fun. It's about learning. Now she's thriving and she's doing great things. So this is a decade ago almost now, 8 years ago. And I just remember her, talking about how she wasn't having fun in school. And I had to tell her, school isn't about being fun. It's about getting educated. And when it comes to school, we need to make sure our kids understand the expectation is for them to learn and get better. And anything less than that cannot be tolerated. Not because teachers are being mean. Not because we're holding these high standards to these kids. It's because we care. We care about the success of these students. That's why I have these high standards, and that's why MPS needs to continue to understand that we need to have higher standards of what our students are doing, because of under 60, they got, I think, a rating was like a 59. Ain't good enough. It's not. 833-212-1017. I do want to hear from you. When you hear these results, what goes through your mind? When you hear that MPS is one of the worst school districts in the state, they are, based off the 2-star. I don't know about y'all. I told Rhea I wasn't going to ask her too much. If you had an Uber, a choice of an Uber, and the Uber rating was a 2-star, are you trying to get in that Uber? You're going to say, I'll wait to the next one?
Depending.
Oh, wow. What about a 2-star hotel?
Like, but do I have other options?
Yeah, you got other options. Yeah,
like,
you can
do
say,
I need this? Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, I got to get to where I got to go.
Okay. You still young. You still have weekends. You still have wild weekends where it's like, I'm going to risk it.
I mean, I got to get where I go.
I'm going to risk it. Well, so maybe Rhea's okay with a 2-star. Maybe. What about a 2-star hotel? Would you pay a little bit more money for a 4-star hotel to have a 2-star hotel? Or if you can choose to send somebody to if you choose a 4-star hotel at the same price as a 2-star, which one are you choosing?
Like, my question is, like, why do I need this hotel? How long am I staying? God. You know what I mean?
You're going on a vacation. You're gallivanting around another country. You staying in 2 stars or 4 stars at the same price.
If I get to splurge on like better dinner, then like I'll do the 2-star.
If they're the same price.
If the same price, I'm gonna do the higher one.
Okay, thank you, Rhea. Rhea being difficult. She's being so difficult. That's what I get. But again, I do want to know, who do we blame for MPS consistently meeting few expectations? Because they're meeting some expectations, but they're not meeting enough. I want to hear from parents. I want to hear from students. I want to hear from former students. Hell, I want to hear from current students. 833-212-1017. Make sure y'all watch and stream us live on YouTube. Go to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. That's 1017 The Truth on YouTube. But Char Milwaukee, what are your thoughts and comments on the MPS DPI report card that was recently released?
I'm very curious about what were the variables. And I'm not giving MPS a pass, but MPS has a recruitment problem with teachers, and it probably has one of the facts is they have some children that are on the lowest socioeconomic levels. So, and it's a known fact, the richer the kids, the better the school outcome. And the one thing I want to say, too, there should be a parent report card. And I bet you'll see a correlation between student achievement and parent input. My mother went to she worked 2 jobs, and my dad, and she went to every single parent-teacher conference all the years me and my 2 sisters were in school. You know, if the teacher tells you that homework and you do the homework, when I went home, my mother used to say, "Where's your homework?"
Yeah.
You know, you have to. We can't stop thinking that the school is the be-all, fix-all for other socioeconomic problems. There are other and I'm not, like I said, I'm not giving them a pass, but I would wonder what the variables are. And I think there should be a parent report card. If you got 3 children in school and you never went to a parent-teacher conference, or you never went to the school until there was a bad report, and you're not holding your child up to a standard of behavior, well, MPS can't fix that.
I'm with you, Char. I'm absolutely with you. And I'm going to talk about parents. I don't think I'll talk about parents too much today. But you are absolutely right when it comes to a parent report card. I mean, obviously, that's hard to do. But I'm telling y'all, the biggest difference is how involved are you in your students' education? Because those who allow for a 8, 9, 10, up to 17-year-old, 18-year-old to control their own destiny in education is a poor parent when it comes to academics. You wouldn't trust an 8-year-old to do much things that adult needs to lead. You wouldn't trust an 8-year-old to teach a classroom because the 8-year-old's learning. And even if the parent at home can't do all the math, the parent at home can sit there and support. The parent at home can identify what their child is struggling with, and the parent at home can talk to the teacher in the school and say, "Hey, I noticed my kid is struggling with this. What more can we do?" Literacy is so key, making sure your child can read, making sure your child can do the basics of mathematics. That is on you as a parent. Every kid ain't going to be able to understand school and academics at the same rate or same pace, but you as a parent can support your child through that, and I promise you, if a child has the support of their parent, they are going to have better outcomes. They're going to have better outcomes. So, Char, you are absolutely right. 833-212-1017. We're talking about the DPI report card that came out and looking at just Milwaukee public schools who had a low score on the DPI report card once again and actually went from a 3-star rating to a 2-star rating, even though their score went up, but some other variables played into that. But now MPS is a 2-star rated district, overall at 59.5 for the overall district, which is just not good enough for our kids. 833-212-1017. I want to know your thoughts and comments on this. Does it enrage you? Or does it make you say, what more can I do? Because I'm very curious about that. Miss Lisa in Milwaukee on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Yes, we must, as parents, first of all, look at, what the teachers are teaching them. So we must have the curriculum for the year, for the month, or for the week, however they do it. And we must see what they're teaching them. But first of all, when that child leaves his house, starting from a child, when it's time to go to school, like my father always taught us, you don't go to that schoolhouse to play. You go to learn. Look, you do what the teacher asks you to do. If you got a problem with the teacher, you come on and tell me. I'll deal with it. That's what he taught us. We were taught in school, I don't know about anybody else, but around our school, we had posters that said think, think, think. That's the only word that you saw. When you walked into the school, think. Everywhere was think. Because, see, you got to think in order to get to know what you're doing and where you're going. You got to think. So they promoted thinking back in the day. And we thought, I remember as a kid, I took a test. My father was like, he was telling my mother he went up to the school, no, my daughter, I don't want her to go to no special school. She's going to stay here with her brothers. My family going to stay together. And what I learned when I was growing up, because what they did was they gave me my own teacher, my own classroom, in elementary school. So I was taught. I never had no classes and went to no teachers. I had one teacher, and after that, I went to the library and I read.
Mm-hmm. I think that's so important. And speaking of reading, I remember MPS. They used to have a dream, right? Coming up as a kid, I didn't go to MPS, but I was in MPS schools a lot, and they had the DREAM acronym, which was daily reading. Everyone achieves more. And that's something that we got to get back to. But again, 833-212-1017. Are you satisfied with the current results of Milwaukee Public Schools? That's what I want to hear from you. Are they doing enough as an overall school district? But what's wrong? You seem baffled.
Say the acronym again.
It's DREAM.
Yeah, say the words.
DREAM is DREAM.
I know how to spell dream.
The way you looking, daily, D, daily.
Right.
R, reading.
Mm-hmm.
E, everyone. A, achieves. M, more. Daily reading, everyone achieves more. It was back in the day.
Okay.
Way back in the day. Y'all wouldn't know about that in Racine. Y'all can't read. I'm just kidding. Rhea's very bright. When I met Ben Jammin, I said, yep, that's Racine right there. I said, that's a reflection of Racine education.
And he's great. He's doing brilliantly.
He's very great. He's very brilliant, but he's a little special sometimes.
He's a little special.
And then I met you. I said, okay.
I also went to public and private school though. So.
I knew some folks at Whitewater who went to Racine, and it was a mixed bag.
Yeah.
The white women love brothers, tell you that much. Some of them trashy white. I had to tell them. I said, ooh, no, you a little trashy. I said, if your daddy can't help with this, your daddy can't help with that. If I can't listen, if you ain't got a,
what her daddy got to do with it?
Because listen, if you're a white woman, I'm gonna need for you to be able to take me somewhere. I need you to be able to. Do you have a vacation home somewhere? If you can't check off this list,
So if they're white, they have to offer you something?
I went to school with all these white people that had all these different places they can go. Oh, we're going down to Destin, Florida to go vacation. Or we have our house down there. Or we're going to go up to the Door County. I want to talk to a white woman can come and take me to Milwaukee. The hell?
That's a wild thing to say.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Damn.
Hell no.
Anyway.
I said, I grew up with way too many white kids that had privilege for me to be talking to a white woman that ain't got no damn privilege. The hell? But 833-212-1017. We come back. We're going to continue this conversation. I also, again, want to hear from you. Make sure you watch the stream live on YouTube. But before we go to break.
One call, that's all.
One call, that's all is right. If you or a loved one has ever injured in an accident, make sure y'all contact Gruber Law Offices. But also because Gruber loves Truth Nation, now is your chance to be entered into the 5K giveaway courtesy of Gruber Law Offices. Be caller number 5 right now. Caller number 5 at 833-212-1017 for your chance to be entered to win $5,000 courtesy of Gruber Law Offices. That's caller number 5 at 833-212-1017. Remember, if you or a loved one has been injured in an accident, contact Gruber Law Offices today or visit them at gruber-law.com for official contest rules. Visit 1017thetruth.com. That's caller number 5 right now at 833-212-1017. On the other side, we'll continue this conversation talking about education here in Milwaukee.
Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
The Humane Animal Welfare Society, HAWS, believes in keeping pets healthy and families together. No one should have to choose between rent and veterinary care. The Wellness Clinic at HAWS Animal Shelter in Waukesha offers important basics of dog and cat care to our community. Pet owners can schedule general exams, sick visits, receive vaccinations, even get preventatives and nail trims. Appointments are available weekdays and can be scheduled by calling 262-542-8852. Contact HAWS of Waukesha today for your pet's care.
Today's College Month Spotlight on the award-winning 1017 The Truth is brought to you by Marquette University, and I am so excited to be joined by sophomore at Marquette, Kennedy Luckett, who is the first Wade Scholarship Award recipient, and she received that award live on the Today Show. Kennedy, thanks for joining us here today. How you doing?
I'm doing really good.
That is fantastic. Let's get right into it. Why did you choose to become a Marquette Golden Eagle?
I chose to be a Golden Eagle because even when I was applying, the emails they sent me seemed very personable. They really wanted me there. They were even letting me know about like scholarship opportunities. They were letting me know about honors programs, so they let me know about honors and stuff like that. It just seemed like they really wanted me to be there, and they really wanted to inform me about all they had to offer. And that is very important to me because I didn't want to go to like a super large school. I wanted to be able to connect with my professors, which I've had the opportunity to do. I didn't want to seem too drowned out by everybody else. I wanted to really get the connections that I could be able to use, and Marquette definitely showed me they wanted me there and that they could do that.
That is fantastic. I know Marquette goes the extra mile to make sure students understand what that Marquette experience is going to be. But what has been your favorite part about being a student at Marquette so far?
My favorite part has been how walkable the campus is. It's super beautiful. I love just walking and going on walks, and I feel like safe in the campus. You can't just like go walking everywhere, you know? So being able to just do that on my campus is really nice. And then also like the different connections I get to make, like even being able to get a Wade scholarship and meeting Dwayne Wade, I was like, whoa, that's super cool.
That is so cool that you had that experience to meet the Dwayne Wade, but also enjoying your experience on campus at Marquette University. Thank you so much, Kennedy, for joining us here today.
Thank you.
And this has been your College Scholarship Month Spotlight with Marquette University right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Packers are on a short week and now head to New York to face the Giants. Running back Josh Jacobs on the offensive struggles.
We just got to be more consistent, man, as an offense, man. Our defense held us down, stopped them real good, play like a championship defense. So offense, that's on us. We got to pick it up.
Kickoff is Sunday at noon. The Bucs are heading to Charlotte tonight to face the Hornets. Coach Doc Rivers on the team's depth on the bench.
We went with an all-bench group when we had 2 starters out, and we still were deep enough to go with 5 more guys. That's just huge for this team to have that many guys that you can play.
Tip-off is tonight at 6. UW Milwaukee basketball is set to face off against the Indiana Hoosiers tonight at 6. Marquette is set to face off against the Little Rock Trojans at 7. Both Milwaukee teams are currently 2-1. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
It is Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
The perfect Packer game day starts in Titletown at the American Family Insurance House. Before each home game, grab exclusive Packer giveaways, listen to live music, and hang out with other fans. Plus, you can try your hand at setting the high score in the Protect the End Zone, their interactive game that puts your football skills to the test. Make your next trip to Lambeau unforgettable only at the American Family Insurance House in Titletown. Also, if you're looking for homeowners insurance, car insurance, visit amfam.com today where you can bundle and save. That's amfam.com today. Find an agent near you or get a quote instantly online. That's amfam.com with American Family Insurance. 833-212-1017. Again, that is the Truth Talking text line. You can call in, text in, and share any thoughts on today's conversation. In addition to that, please watch and stream us live on YouTube by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube, or stream us live on the 1017 The Truth app. Make sure you download that in the App Store as well. But we've been having a conversation talking about really the state of education here in Milwaukee, and not really the state of it, but just the results. And MPS is considered a 2-star district according to the DPI report card. They scored a 59.5, right, out of 100. Not good. A 59 is an F. Let's be honest, that's an F. And according to this, it's 2 stars. And as a district as a whole, DPI said MPS is meeting few expectations. Again, 833-212-1017. I do want to know why you would send your child to MPS and what are the benefits? What are some of the benefits that you see in that? Now, I know a couple folks who have kids who are in private schools, and they're in the point now where they're searching for what that next step is and what that next high school home is going to be for next year. And this has been, I know, it's a very stressful process because it's an important process. Academics are essential. And if you have chosen, like they did, to send their kids outside of their home district to private, K-8 schools, charter, public, private, whatever it is, that means that you are actively involved in trying to find other options for your kid to give them the best. So that's why now when it comes to high school, it's important. And there's so many different factors that play a role in where you choose to send your kid. Like, you just don't send your kid in high school. There's many different factors such as academics, location, activities, school culture, sports, and just the overall experience that your child is going to get at their school. That is all the things that you should be weighing. It is a big decision, and it was clear to them and clear to many people that MPS is limited for options. They are. Based off the scores, they're limited for options of where you can send your kid. But as Milwaukee kids, you have to have MPS as a backup plan. You do. Because if you don't get into a private school, you don't get into a public charter, then you need to have a plan on where you can go for MPS. And I feel like there's not enough options for people to have backup plans. Yeah, you got King, you got Reagan. I say Milwaukee School of Languages as well, but you're very limited. You're extremely limited if you want to stay within the Milwaukee Public Schools district. Now, I know I may seem negative. I know I may seem a little negative, but I'm going to shift that around because I want to give us some positive news as well, to show that MPS just isn't crap. It's not a crappy district. The first positive thing I'll say is this. We aren't the worst district in the state. Some may say MPS is failing, which they are. They're 2 stars. But they're not the worst district in the state. The worst district in the state would be the Berlin Area School District, Manitowoc School District, and the Two Rivers School District. All those are rural areas in white areas. They all scored lower than MPS. So that also will end the fallacy because people just say, oh, black students aren't as smart. No, well, I can tell you this right now without even looking. I know the Berlin Area School District ain't got a lot of black folks. I know Manitowoc ain't got a lot of black folks. I know Two Rivers ain't got a lot of black folks. And those are predominantly white school districts that are doing worse than MPS. So, no, it is not a black student thing. There's black students achieving all across the state of Wisconsin. So that ends that fallacy that it has anything to do with race. The second thing I want to talk about is MPS had 66 schools that either met, exceeded, or significantly exceeded expectations. That's good. That is good. They had 66 schools that met those 3 criteria of they meeting expectations, exceeding expectations, or significantly exceeding expectations. So that's a good thing as well, Truth Nation. Now, the third thing is that schools in Milwaukee, which are choice and charter, who don't have to report their scores. That's what you have to understand that. Now, every single school has to report to be able to get a score. So MPS reports everything. There's some schools that are, charter schools or public or private schools that do not have to report their scores. So that's important to know. But in addition to that, this is why I say that we can get mad at MPS all we want, but our kids don't have a lot of options. So y'all want to poo-poo MPS and talk about MPS. And I talked about this during the election for the state superintendent because one of the people who was running in the state superintendent race, Brittany Kinzer was talking about how, she, her background working at Rocket Ship. Rocket Ship had a failing record. So I said, why in the hell would I if you suck at trying to get Rocket Ship School District at the time, I don't know what they're doing now, but their scores are low and you were in charge, why would I vote for you? You don't have a plan. You don't have a track record of success. And so while we talk about MPS, it is greater than Milwaukee Public Schools, Truth Nation. I want y'all to understand, MPS had 59.9. 59.5. That was their score. The district had, as a whole, was 59.5. That was awful. It was bad. But it is not just the MPS story. It is a story for the city of Milwaukee when you talk about some of these schools. So I'm not calling these schools out to be mean. I'm just calling these schools out to be even and equal. There's a lot of people that talk about Milwaukee Academy of Science. Again, an option for your kids. They scored a 59. So they, as a high school, as a school, scored lower than MPS School District with a 59. I don't see y'all yelling and screaming about MAS. Howard Fuller Collegiate Academy, they scored a 63. Yeah, that's higher than MPS, but that's still bad. I don't see y'all yelling and screaming about Howard Fuller Collegiate Academy. Matter of fact, I know I went to the gala there. Beautiful school. Beautiful school. But they made a lot of money that night, and they only have a 63. That's not good enough. Pathway High Schools here has a 55. That's worse than MPS. That's an option. How about Destiny High School that I believe now is called Darrell Hines Academy? They have a 55. That's bad. Central City Cyber School scored a 59. So again, there's not many great choices here, but when we talk about the state of education, we just can't always talk about MPS. We got to talk about Milwaukee as a whole and why there are so many failing schools in Milwaukee. I just went through Milwaukee Academy of Science, Howard Fuller Collegiate Academy, Pathways High School, Darrell Hines Academy, and Central City Cyber School, different schools in Milwaukee. I just went through some of these schools that some of y'all will throw money at. $75,000 checks going to some of these schools that are failing just like some MPS schools. Them schools I named can't hold a damn candle to what they doing at Reagan and what they doing at King. But we bash MPS, so I just want us to understand is when we talk bad about MPS, understand it is beyond MPS. MPS just has to educate your kids. These other school districts are struggling, and they got kids who are choosing to apply to go to their schools, and they're not doing better than the highest performing MPS schools. That is a problem. And in addition to that, I love the fact that we have a new superintendent in Brenda Cassellius, and I questioned her. She'll join us for the Truth Summit on Saturday. But I love the fact that we have a new superintendent that is acknowledging that these scores are not good enough. I love the level of accountability. Cassellius said in response to the results, she said, we need to grow more and faster to truly meet and exceed the expectations that our families and community have for us and the expectations we have for each other as educators. Our new literacy plan is the first step towards a stronger growth. And I love it. I love to hear that level of accountability, and you'll hear that level of accountability this Saturday when you join us for the Truth Summit. Make sure you go to 1017truthsummit.com. Reserve your seat today. Spots are limited, so reserve your seats today as we will be at Thrive on King Saturday, November 15th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And we'll have panels talking about higher education and, where we're at with schools. We'll talk to different superintendents here locally. But then on top of that, we'll talk about the health divide and bridging the gap in Milwaukee's healthcare system. So make sure you join us for that. But Truth Nation, on the other side, we'll continue this conversation. I'll share my final thoughts about the fact that y'all got to understand. This ain't just an MPS problem. This is a Milwaukee problem. Keep it locked. This is Truth to Power with Kyle Walls. I'll bring the fire in 3 minutes.
You are listening to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app. Catch Truth to Power every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. It's College Month on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, and we want to help your young scholar get those free scholarship dollars. All month long, we'll be highlighting local organizations who help students find thousands of dollars in scholarships each year. So be sure to tune in to 1017 The Truth's College Month so you can learn how your scholar can get those scholarship dollars. College Month on The Truth is sponsored by Marquette University and Educators Credit Union.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Gina Della and her team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin always have the winning game plan. Check out the championship caliber play call this month. A whole house of beautiful, new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month. And get this, 0% interest for up to 6 years. That's like running a drive that keeps moving the chains with no penalties and no interest. And I can tell you from my experience, Pella windows actually stop the drafts. You'll stay comfortable no matter how cold it gets outside. Think about it. Energy savings, comfort, and a great monthly payment you can actually manage. That's why I trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and why this is the right time to make your move. Call today and schedule your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 11/30 of 2025.
You are listening to Truth to Power on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
1, 2, 3, ho!
It is Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I'm your host, Kyle Wallace. Make sure y'all watch and stream us live on YouTube. 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Make sure also y'all tune in tonight as the Milwaukee Panthers take on the Indiana University Hoosiers tonight, as they take on the Milwaukee Panthers as Milwaukee heads down there. I can't read that far. Tip-off starts at 6:30, correct? 5:30? Oh, today is this is a shorter show for Ken today. Oh yeah, coverage starts at 5:30, tip-off is at 6. So make sure you tune in to 1017 The Truth as the Big Ten Indiana Hoosiers take on our Milwaukee Panthers. They head down to Bloomington, Indiana to take on the Indiana Hoosiers. Make sure y'all tune in. Coverage starts at 5:30, tip-off is at 6 o'clock right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. And again, my final thoughts is, I saw somebody on the talking text line said Epstein is not dead. That was all a cover-up. The man is still alive. Who knows? I don't know. But I do know Trump was definitely hanging out with Epstein and saw Epstein with, according to email, saw Epstein with little girls. Or I should say one victim. But also, when it comes to the state of education here in Milwaukee, y'all need to look beyond just MPS. Let's stop just saying MPS is bad. I mean, listen, MPS needs to improve, but so do the other school districts that need to improve as well. Y'all go to these galas and highlight all these other schools that are doing worse than some schools in MPS, but all y'all want to do is talk bad about MPS. Maybe MPS needs to hold individual galas at like Ronald Reagan High School, or Milwaukee School of Languages, or Rufus King, and just hold events there for those schools, and then bring in money and put it in different places. Because again, MPS has room for improvement, but the city of Milwaukee definitely has room for improvement when it comes to education. This has been Truth to Power here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. I appreciate y'all tapping in and tuning in. The Tory Lowe Show is up next from 1 to 4. I'll be back tomorrow, and I'll have an interview, I believe, with Lafayette Crump, and we're going to talk about Northridge. They have a plan for Northridge, right? They're trying to get input on what we're going to do at the Northridge Mall land, and we're going to talk about that right here. So make sure y'all tune in tomorrow for a community conversation about Northridge Mall, and you'll be able to speak to the source of people that can actually listen to your ideas and make them come to life. So make sure y'all tune in to Truth to Power tomorrow from noon into 1. But Tory Lowe shows up next. Peace out, Truth Nation. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Come in with straight truth.
If you acted up, if you were out here doing any kind of foolishness or just